Well, first of all, congratulations to Florida, not only on today's game, senior win at home, but just the season they're having. A lot of respect for what they've built here in a short time. Great roster build, basically 9-man rotation with 3 or 4 guys that played last year. And to get players to return these days is a luxury. So they've got the experience returning. Did a really good job in portal recruiting players that fit them. So it's a really impressive roster build. It's a really good team. In my opinion, they should be a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. They're deserving of that. In terms of the basketball game, let's tell you exactly what we just told our team. You have to have a defense in the month of March. So our plan was not to have this game in the 90s tonight. And so we missed a lot of good shots around the basket. Our finish percentage in the first half was really poor. Give Florida credit. They do a great job of vertical jump, trying not to foul. We just missed some bunnies. In the second half, our defense is just non-existent. So also, I always thought in March you got to have special performances by your best players. And I think your best guard and your best forward tonight just filled up the stat sheet. And that's what March is. Everybody's got to bring their A game, and your best players have to play special. And so that's what happened tonight from my perspective. Any questions?
You guys are up, it's 40-37 game, and they just go on that spurt. I think it was 14-0. I mean, when you look back at that, that flurry, I mean, in terms of, you touched on the defense, or were there any other breakdowns or things that you kind of saw there?
Yeah, again, in the first half, interesting kind of box score. We got like a record number of shots in the paint. We just shot a very low percentage. We just got to demand the foul there. We got to finish at a higher percentage, or we got to do a better job of executing inside out. I give Florida credit. It's obvious to me that they teach not fouling. They teach vertical jump, do a good job of it. They obviously have some shot blockers. During that time where we were missing some good shots from our perspective, we just couldn't get a stop. Some of those possessions are where Clayton just kind of took over and was making tough one-on-one shots. But you've got to be able to absorb that in March. The best players are going to have March moments, and your team defense has to be able to hang in there and calm some of those storms. So our offense did not help our defense during some of those runs, and our defense was just non-existent.
How difficult are they to match up with down low? Just the talent they have in the front court, and you get out-rebounded by, 12? And just how difficult is that to win on the road in the SEC?
Yeah, very difficult. Again, in my opinion, they're a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. They basically have 4 guards. They can dribble, pass, and shoot. All can play make just enough. They have an NBA point guard in Clayton. And then the bigs just come in swarms. They do a great job with a 4-man rotation, keeping guys fresh so they can rim run and seal. So just a really talented team. 1 through 9. I don't know if there's a more talented team in college basketball. That's why they're deserving of the attention and respect they're getting as the SEC tournament begins.
I think he checked out with around 11 minutes left. Just how is he doing? Is that related to the same injury he was dealing with coming into today?
Yeah, just a lot of that was coach's decision down the stretch, just making sure, nothing crazy happened in the last few minutes because we need Matt in Nashville. Once the game was kind of out of hand, that was a coaching decision. But Matt's been playing banged up all year. It's well documented, or at least it is in Oxford, Mississippi. A lot of respect for Matt and what he's doing this year to help his team. He's got a couple of much-needed days of rest. We avoided the first day in Nashville, which is good. We've had a good season, so to not have to play on that first day is an extra day rest for Matt and others, which hopefully we can take advantage of.
Chris, you said, I think all the way back in media day, you were one of the ones that was like, this is the best league in college basketball. Obviously, you've coached in the Big 12 when it was the best league. Your thoughts on it after going through this 18-game gauntlet?
Yeah, in media day I said this has a chance to be one of the best leagues in college basketball, just like I said when I was in the Big 12 and just like they're saying in the Big East. So I think what happened was at the first of the season, you've got good players returning. I think the SEC's commitment to being active in the name, image, and likeness game. Obviously, you guys have a roster here that's put together really nice. That was, I think the league kept the best players in the league, and the league was very effective in both high school recruiting and portal recruiting. So college basketball starts with just really good rosters on SEC teams. Then the talk has to be proven. I thought it was a record non-conference success rate for all the teams in our league, Ole Miss included. We contributed, beat a good BYU team on a neutral floor. We beat Louisville on their home floor. We had some nice wins. Colorado State team that I think will be in the NCAA tournament. Florida held their own, obviously. Everybody in the league did a good job. Then when the league starts, it's just been a bloodbath. You know, it's short-term memory, 2-game winning streak, you know, free breakfast burritos in the mornings, lose a couple games, you know, fans think the world's falling apart, but those of us in the arena playing and coaching understand it's just, and you got to get yourself up. So that'll be the challenge and opportunity for our team. We just took a pretty good licking by one of the best teams in the country. So we got to have short-term memory and get fired up to play in Nashville.
Chris, can you speak to Alex Condon and the problems that he presents, especially maybe where it was when you saw him last year in Oxford versus?
Yeah, first I'll speak to their coaching staff's ability to put him in great positions. There's a lot of talented players around college basketball, but this seems to be a good fit. Positionless player. You know, he can play around the basket, can stretch the floor with his three-point shooting. You know, kind of a poised player. Then on defense, you know, has the ability just with his length and IQ alone to be a good defender. And I know that's been a challenge, or not challenge, it's the wrong word. That's been a priority, I think, for Florida, because I can tell that they've become a better defensive team. You know, we played Florida last year in Oxford. Checking that game early in our prep time this week and then watching them play this year. This is an improved defense, in my opinion, from the Florida team last year. And so I think their coaching staff's done a great job.
One more question. Chris, you're the second straight coach. Buzz did the same thing to talk about Florida's vertical jump. I mean, like, is that a difficult skill to teach?
No, just, you know, the rule.
But they do it really well?
Yeah, they do. Rules of college basketball changed a couple years ago when the charge block was taken out of it. And so, you know, we all teach the same thing, the little circles down there underneath the basket, and it's a vertical jump. And Florida does a good job keeping their hands horizontal or vertical? Horizontal. No. What is this? What is this? Florida does a good job. It's obviously teach it. They try not to foul. You can kind of check the body language of the staff during games. You know, when a guy fouls around the basket, they seem to be upset with that. And then don't forget, the shot blocking is where it all starts. You can be good at the vertical jump and all this. Doesn't mean anything if you can't go block a shot. And they've got length and athleticism. They got very competitive, kind of big guards at 6'4". Richard, is it Richard or Richard? Richard, really good player. You know, so they got size and skill in the guard spot. And so it's a shot blocking team, in my opinion. And then once you get past that, they do a good job of not fouling.
Thanks, y'all.
All right, thank you.